Hey everybody, welcome back to CK Cycles. I'm Chris Kilmer and I'm back working on the 2001 CR500AF. So I have the expansion chamber already removed on the bike because I'm replacing it with a new expansion chamber. And one of the jobs that I'm doing on this bike is replacing the current water pump housing cover and water pump elbow on this bike. The owner of the bike wants to go with this water pump housing cover. This is from MSV Racing. It's called their OptiFlo high flow cover. And essentially this cover here is going to eliminate this cover, and then there's also a gasket, a plate, and a gasket behind this, I believe, stock cover. So we will be replacing that. We also are going to be replacing this elbow for the water pump system. This is what is called, the MSV Racing OptiFlo CR500 7-degree elbow. So I'm also going to be replacing this. Now, MSV Racing, you can go online and take a look at these two products. I'll post links down in the description of this video. But they have some diagrams up there about the flow characteristics of these, the stock elbow and the stock cover versus the replacement elbow and the replacement cover. So, you know, it's supposed to, I think, increase flow and you know, probably help with keeping the engine cool and things like that. So MSV does provide a set of instructions for each of the products here. At least these came with these products in the boxes that I have. But these instructions also do refer to the service manual, which I have back here on my lift in order to complete these installs. But I don't think it's going to be too difficult of a job by any means. Okay, so the MSV instructions say the first thing you need to do is to drain the coolant out of the system, and it says, you know, to follow the service manual instructions to do so. In order to drain the coolant, there's a coolant drain bolt here. There's actually a coolant drain bolt on the other side of the head, and you also need to remove the radiator cap. Okay, so radiator cap off, and the coolant is currently full in the radiator. This stuff will probably come spraying out. Hopefully not all over me. Cylinder. Okay, coolant is now drained from the system. So now we can get to removing the cover. It's a long one. there are some dowel pins holding this in. Let me move you back a little bit here. There you go. All right, so there is some gasket material left here on the case. I am going to have to clean that up. And as you can see here on the cover, there's gasket, then there's a plate, and then another gasket. Let me see if I can show you. All right, so gasket, plate, gasket, cover. And this new cover eliminates all of that. And you go straight onto the engine cover. There's like a silicone or an O-ring sealer already on there. All right, so let's see about getting this gasket cleaned off. Okay, so I got most of the gasket off there. I'll just have a little bit of cleaning up to do just to get that case fully clean. So let's see about getting the elbow off. Now this will be a pretty simple and straightforward installation. Both the old elbow and the new one already have a sealing O-ring in there, so there's no gasket to scrape and peel. I will just make sure that this surface is nice and clean though before I put that new elbow on. Okay, so I think I am ready to install the elbow. And the instructions say that the elbow's port here is precisely machined to match the port here in the cylinder head. And so there is like a little bit of wiggle room when you install these. And so there's a specific instruction that when you install this, you install it and you snug the screws down. And then before tightening the screws, you verify that the top of this elbow is matched and smooth with the top of the machined port on the head. And by doing that, it says then that your port will be precisely aligned to give the best flow. Now that pops right in there. And let's see if we can show you. So right here, I can still see the gasket surface. My screwdriver's bumping up against it a little bit. So this needs to be moved and held up like that so that it's flush along the top to then fully tighten it in. That's feeling pretty good. Okay, it says 7 foot-pounds. I'm going to do it in a couple stages though. Okay. That's feeling pretty good. All right, hose is lined up nicely. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna hit this with just a little compressed air, just in case I got any bits of gasket material in the impeller. Not a lot of pressure. Okay. Feeling good about that. Back to my instructions here. Remove all gasket material. Install new alignment dowel pins. And it looks like they did provide some pins for us. At least they were in the box. And one goes there. Goes there. Lightly lube the O-ring. All right. And then gently install it on the side cover. Gently installed. Install the 4 bolts, and I think this was the long one. Yep. Pretty fancy, huh? Until they are hand tight. They are hand tight. And then tighten them down to 7 foot-pounds. And we're going to do it in a couple steps again here in a crisscross pattern. That is the same as the elbow. Yeah, we are good. Okay, and the final step is to refill the cooling system with some coolant, and then this job will be done. Okay, so all of my bolts are tight. I have both of my drain screws back in place. And so now it's time to refill the coolant system. Right. So I am replacing the spent coolant with Pro Honda HP coolant. That's what it's called for in the service manual. And what the service manual describes is that you fill up the cooling system and then you rock the bike back and forth about 20 degrees a few times to try and get, you know, any air out of the system that you can. So what the first thing I'm going to do is fill it up as high as I can get it. And then I will get the bike unchalked here on the service lift and rock it and see if we need to add any more. Let me grab a flashlight real quick. So now I'll just top this up. Yeah, it did lose about a ½ inch, so I'll just add a little bit more. And then, like I said, after I run the bike, I'll check it one last time. But I think for now, this project is done. Let's take a quick walk around.